Firstly, Holly, congratulations and welcome to Freo. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so grateful. I'm just in shock. Still, I think it's kind of all sinking in at the minute. I was saying before I got asked like what jumper number I want, and I was like, oh god, like it's actually all happening. It's just so bizarre. I'm just so grateful, to be honest. It's cool as.
I'm sure it's an exciting moment hearing your name called out as well. Can you describe that moment to us and who you were with as well?
It was I was with my mum, my dad, my knack. Everybody was there. My whole family was there. I had heaps of friends, heaps of family, so much support. It was just so cool. And I think it was just so nerve-wracking, it was starting to get in the 30s and then onto the 40s. So I was like, wow, like, am I going to be here all night, or am I not going to get my name called out, anything like that? But as soon as I heard my name called out, it was just like a relief, and I'm just so grateful. It's like, I'm going to Fremantle. That's so cool. I was like in shock.
Did you have any prior conversations with the club that kind of gave you an inkling that, you might get picked by Freo, or was it genuinely just going into the draft a little bit blind?
So basically when Freo came over to my house, they were so lovely and they were so comforting, and I just felt so comfortable. I kind of knew straight away that, like, if I went there, I'd feel so comfortable there. They just basically gave me the rundown on how everything would go, and I was like, wow, like that sounds great. Like, and then like they hit it off with my mum and dad, and I was like, okay. So my manager spoke prior to the draft, and basically they just said, like, top 30s, we'll take her, but if anything else happens, it happens. But then I kind of had a gut feeling, and so did my whole family, and we all just kind of knew straight away when they had their first pick, or their second pick, sorry. And it was just, yeah, it was amazing.
Best feeling ever, hey?
Yeah.
Now, you represented Vic Country in the AFLW under-18s and also played for the Murray Bush Rangers. Can you tell us a bit about your experience in these sides and what you've learned?
I'd say with the Murray Bush Rangers, I've learnt a lot of resilience. We had our struggles throughout the year, and being a younger side, I kind of just seen it as an opportunity to help the girls develop and grow. But it was such a good year as well. Even though we were losing, we made so many different connections as well. But I'd say for Vic Country was probably the best footy I personally have experienced. Like, I was playing with elite levels at my age, and we all just clicked so well and just gelled so well as a team. And I think that's all you can really ask for when you have a team sport.
Now, you've obviously got experience playing in multiple roles, I guess, across the ground. Can you tell us some of your personal strengths and attributes that you'll think you'll bring into the side?
Yeah. I'd say my composure on the field is pretty good. Like, when I have ball in hand, I feel like I don't freak out. I like to hit my targets, or, get it to somebody that's not hot or has an opportunity to make a difference in the game. And I'd also say my competitiveness, like just crashing the packs or tackling hard, all those types of things. Yeah, I think my competitiveness is a good attribute of mine.
Now, can you walk us through, I guess, your football journey to date and how you initially got into the sport as well?
Yep. So Grace obviously was the first girl in the family to start playing footy. I started playing when I was like 7 or 6 as a little girl. I was playing with the younger boys. And then from there, I think in primary school, they weren't allowing us girls to play. So I kind of stopped, and it was kind of sad, but I picked up basketball and netball. And then I got back into it when I was around 11. And then from there, I played basketball, footy, and netball, which was pretty full on at the time. I just loved everything, so I didn't think of it like that. And then I found myself, I got invited to the Bush Rangers trials, and then I played my first Bush Rangers game last year. So I've only been in the Coach Talent League for 2 years, and then I got the opportunity to play for Vic Country, which was so cool. Like, it was one of my something I've worked really hard for this year as well, and then combined and then draft, and then now here I am, just crazy. Everything's gone so fast.
Can't believe you played 3 sports at once. That would have been mental on your weekends. Hey, it would have just been sport filled.
Yeah, it quite literally was. Like, mum and dad were taking in turns who was taking who. Like, we still had, like, Grace and I are 6 years apart, so kind of was just like an only child.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually a big gap between you guys. Hey, so she would have, and I guess heading to Richmond, she would have moved out for that as well.
Yeah, she did. She moved out pretty much straight away when she played VFL, and then was just never home.
Yeah, it would be hard to see her when you guys are 2.5 hours away. Hey.
Oh, she loves a good FaceTime here and there.
Love it. Now, I guess speaking of your sister, do you think she's had, I guess, an impact on your football journey, and how is it going to feel to potentially be playing against her as well?
100%, yeah. She's had a huge impact on my football journey. You know, she's grown as a person and as a footballer herself. So I think, like, the knowledge that she's gotten over the years has really, like, I've grasped it, I suppose. Like, anything she can tell me or give me, I take it on board. Like, she's helped me so much, and that I think that's what got me over the line this year. Just like my drive to want to be drafted, I think that's come from her especially. And what was the other question?
I guess whether it's going to feel a bit weird playing against her potentially if the fixtures turn out that way.
I don't think it's going to be weird. I just think it's going to be like, we have that like competitive drive, like that healthy competitive drive. And I think it'll just be the funniest game ever. Like, I always say, like, anybody that asks, I always say, like, I'm going to take a big hanger on her. And then my brother's like, oh, I'm going to bet that Grace is just going to keep pushing you over because she's so much stronger. But
I love that.
It's the opposite, so it's just, you never know.
Yeah, it's that competitive nature that you guys, you'd probably just, for the momentary, like the moments that you're on the field, you just forget that you're sisters and you're like, nah, you're my opponent today.
Hit that white line, it's game on, I suppose.
Exactly. No, I love that. Now, I guess for the Freo girls, have you received any, welcoming messages from your new teammates yet?
Yeah, I've had so many lovely messages from all the girls. They're all so beautiful. Met a Holly, so there's 2 Hollies in the team now. I've met Emma. Oh, Grace is on the phone to Emma right now.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It's just, they're so lovely. Like, everybody's just been messaging me, and it's just so nice.
Oh, that's so good. And I guess in that group are there any girls that have kind of come to your mind straight away that you're like, I'm so keen to get stuck into training with? Or
yeah, I'd say Em. Like, she's such an inspiration to many, so I'd say her.
And I guess she comes from a country town as well, in Northern, so you'd be able to relate a bit to, obviously her family's in WA, but still making those treks to play sport and moving out of home for this opportunity. So yeah, you'd definitely be able to bond with that. Hey.
Yeah, it would be so cool.
Now, obviously, it was a huge 24 hours for you and your family. So I guess, how have you celebrated so far, and what will the rest of your week look like this week?
So after finding out, it was so emotional. I was so happy. And then Grace went to Kmart. She couldn't find any Freo stuff. She's so random, I know, but she snuck away and she went to... And then she's bought this purple shirt. She's written Freo. Oh, she's so random.
Oh my gosh, we saw that. That was elite. Amazing.
And then I've just had, meeting all the coaches and phone calls from you guys, text message from everybody. It's just been amazing. And then throughout the week, probably just go back to work.
Try and act normal.
Yeah, it's just been so weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's low-key, it's like sinking in a little bit, but it's just so cool.